Good morning and welcome to an all-new Eye of the Tiger. I'm Ryan Collins.
And I'm Carson Moore.
This week, renovation on the snack bar has finally begun. Follow EOT News on Twitter for updates.
In other news, last year RHS made the decision to remove block classes from its curriculum, which has had an impact on teachers and their lesson plans. We go over to Kelly Kennedy with more on the story.
For several years, Roseville High School has offered a block class system. This school year, RHS has removed the option to take AP and honors classes as year-long block classes, instead packing each class into one semester. Carol Crabtree, who used to teach AP Euro as a blocked class, was not happy about the change.
I was really disappointed when I found out about the changes. I wasn't actually included in the decision-making process to unblock the classes, and having worked with fabulous English teachers for the past 10 years to build up this incredible program, it was really disappointing to have it come to an end.
Rachel Paber, a junior, prefers the year-long classes over the new system.
So far, I can definitely say that having year-long is better for me because it's just, you get to delve deeper into the material, it's less rushed, and having two classes blocked together makes it feel like you get twice as much out of them because you're taking them for twice as long. But also, I'm just not sure how taking the exam for a class I had in the fall is going to go yet.
Carol Crabtree doesn't see this change as something that will have a positive impact on students who plan to take the AP test.
I really can't figure out how long-term this will have a positive impact on students. When we were blocked, we were able to give access to students of varying levels of academic ability. You know, students who had never taken an AP class were okay coming into AP Euro as a sophomore and having that be their first honors class experience because I could provide time and scaffolding to help them be successful. Now, we have to move so quickly. My fear is that we'll have students who will either shy away from the program or not be successful in the program. And at the end of the day, I want them to feel successful. I want them to have a good experience and love the class.
Thanks, Kelly.
If you haven't brought in any cans yet to the food drive and you're still planning on it, the drive ends in 2 days. And now we go to Joseph Bianchini with sports.
Good morning. Welcome to this Tuesday's edition of EOTSN. I'm Joseph Bianchini. On Friday night, the Roseville football team opened up the playoffs at Oakdale, hoping to get revenge on the team that ended their season last year. In a 28-21 victory, Roseville got redemption for last year. Brendan Graydon had potentially his best performance of the season, going for 232-2 through the air and 73-2 on the ground. Liam Crow had a career night, catching one of Graydon's TDs in an 8-catch, 130-yard performance, and deep threat Joel Bradley went for 2 catches and 83 yards, including the 74-yard bomb that would end up being Roseville's game-winning score. Defensively, Roseville played a great game, forcing 2 turnovers, one of which came from Brady Rinaldo, which sealed the game. And not to mention Jaden Kiersey, who played through a brutal shoulder injury. It was an unbelievable game for Roseville football, handing Oakdale its first-round exit since 2008. But Roseville now has its sights on their next opponent, 2-seed Patterson. There's no beating around the drum with these guys. Patterson is likely the best team Roseville has faced all season. They are led by freshman QB Max Medina, who has thrown for 1,524 yards and 18 TDs with only 5 picks on the year. This is not to mention the two-headed monster Patterson has at running back. Sean Vincent Hansen Jr. has ran for 1,190 yards this year, and Lolo Matele has ran for 935. This offense as a whole goes for over 40 points a game. The one weakness Roseville can exploit is Patterson's QB's lack of mobility. If the Roseville pass rush can tee off on Medina, the offense can avoid turnovers and not give Patterson any possessions. Roseville may be able to pull off an upset yet again.
I expect Patterson to be a more dynamic offense with like less to look at. With their spread offense isn't like the wing tee like Oakdale, so it's easier to watch film, and it's like, but they do have some bigger guys like on the line, so it is going to be harder to move bodies and stop the run.
And in other sports news, like we mentioned on Friday, the girls' tennis team had a very successful season. What made their season even more impressive is that they were led by a freshman. For more, we go over to Liz Caravaran.
Freshman Ella Fuchs joined the Roseville High School girls tennis team this August and has managed to make it to the #1 varsity spot in a team of 40 girls. She began her tennis journey 3 years ago.
It was at the start of COVID, and we wanted to get outside and do some activities, so we decided on tennis.
It was not only interest that brought her to be #1, but hard work and determination.
I mean, yeah, I put in a lot of hours, but I mean, part of it comes from, you know, you have to be competitive, enjoy what you do. I play almost every day, and the tennis team, we have practice every day, and then I do some of my own practice on the weekends and other weekdays.
It is not only Ella who is proud of herself and her team, but tennis coach Eric Hart is especially fond of the connections made this season between the girls.
Someone like Ella, when you move to, especially when you move to the one singles position like Ella did, it promotes you, puts you on a pedestal on campus and with the team. So it definitely propels you into that role model or that leadership role, if you will. It gives her a chance to just kind of, be someone that people want to listen to on campus more.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty confident in my abilities, I guess.
And she just came in and said, hey, I want to be the number one. And she worked for it, and she wasn't scared, and she wasn't, she was just very aggressive about it in a great way, in a very competitive way.
Although Ella came into this year's tennis season great, she has faced immense improvement.
For the most part, she's improved tremendously in that regard. And not to mention, just as a freshman, she was new to it all. So she spent the whole season just learning about high school tennis. She's played a lot of outside tennis, but not high school tennis. Everyone's just trying to get each other better, and it's just good kids that play a fun sport.
And that's all on your home for Roseville High School sports, top plays, breakdowns, and more. Eye of the Tiger Sports Network, EOTSN. And now we go over to entertainment.
Thanks, Joseph. Last Thursday, Filthy Frank, Joji, released his long-awaited album, Smithereens. This album is amazing. As always, Joji incorporates his beautiful melancholy vocals into the instrumental. Whether it be a high note or a low note, he finds a way to give his melody way more life. This album has a runtime of 23 minutes with a total of 9 songs. There's Glimpse of Us, Feeling Like the End, Die For You, Before the Day Is Over, Dissolve, Night Rider, Blah 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 Demo, Yukon Interlude, 1 AM Freestyle, and finally Night Rider. My top 2 from the album are Glimpse of Us and 1 AM Freestyle. Both of these songs have a beautiful instrumental, including a slow piano that really complements Joji's voice, and a deep slow tone that eventually speeds up. These songs both got 10 out of 10 for me. Joji feels so natural as a musical artist, and it's so mind-blowing that this talented man used to do Harlem Shake for a living. For a more in-depth look at each song and a review of the new Drake x 21 Savage album, stay tuned for a new edition of the Eye of the Tiger newspaper. And now we go back to news.
Thanks, Noah.
RHS teacher John Fuller found an interest in this uncommon sport during his college days and still continues to this day. We go to Zoe Light with more on the story.
All teachers here at RHS have their favorite hobbies, but engineering teacher John Fuller has found interest in surfing for almost 3 decades.
In high school, I used to play water polo and I used to swim, and I also snowboarded, and so I kind of combined my aquatic abilities into my love for, I guess, riding skateboards and snowboards and things like that. And so I would say probably when I got to college when I was 18 years old, that's when I first started surfing.
The adrenaline-filled part of surfing has its moments, but Fuller appreciates the scientific part of the sport.
Waves have traveled thousands of miles to reach the shore. They're basically a product of wind energy, and the more powerful the wind energy, essentially the larger the wave. And so when that wave reaches shore, it's pretty cool to be able to ride something and make use of its energy and harness it and ride it.
Fuller looks forward to pursuing his hobby of surfing in the near future.
Hopefully going to be going back to Mexico this summer, and hopefully to maybe Hawaii over Christmas break. We'll see what happens.
Fuller does not only enjoy surfing on his own, but also has friends who he gets to enjoy surfing with.
Something I will always do. I have a group of surfers in this area that we kind of stay in contact, and once a month, maybe twice a month, we'll drive to the coast and get some waves.
Thanks, Zoe.
Don't forget, no school on Friday due to Veterans Day, so this would be the only broadcast of the week.
And that's all for us today on Eye of the Tiger.
And remember, we're always on EyeTheTigerNews.com. See you next time.